Yesterday, I made a video of Brandon Tatum calling out Dave Smith for defending Nick Fuentes, who constantly went after Charlie Kirk. And Brandon Tatum is a good man. I truly believe that. He's a man of discipline, a man of faith, and someone who has principles and has values. And I can really get behind a lot of the stuff that he has to say, especially on his show and when he's on Piers Morgan calling out loads of these dingbats, including Dave Smith. Now, the whole Charlie Kirk situation, him passing away, everything like that, has just changed a lot of people's brains. It's just like the narrative has shifted. We live in a very interesting time, no doubt about that. Now, Nick hated Charlie Kirk. He did not like him at all. And even in the Patrick Bet-David podcast, I was listening to it this morning, and I encourage everyone, you may not like Nick Fuentes, which I don't, but listening to his story helped me understand him a lot more, why he says what he says nowadays. And it's important for all of us to actually get that perspective, right? Information is key. It's critical. Hearing about one story. I mean, if you guys knew the story of how I started this, it may amaze you. I've been working on this for 6-7 years of consistent hard work. And if you want to learn more about who I am as a person, you can read it in my book, The Path of an Eagle. Link is available in the show description, by the way. For all my new followers, you may be interested in reading my book. And it was interesting because as I was reading into who Nick Fuentes is, like, I don't agree with him. I don't agree with most of the stuff, if not all the stuff that he has to say. And I still won't platform him. I'll only share certain elements that he has to say regarding Candace or even Tucker at times. But I still found the interview that he did with Patrick to be useful and helpful. And thank you, Patrick, for having that conversation. So I didn't have to. And yeah, because all the conversations that I've heard Nick have haven't really been that profitable, I don't think. It's just like usually attacking someone, but hearing where Nick came from, and I didn't know that he used to work for the Daily Wire to some degree and had all these like MAGA or Trump loving fans, and he was on the side of Israel for a long time, and then it all just changed. So hearing how he went from here to here was definitely very eye-opening for me, at least. Still disagree with him. Still don't like what he has to say now, and still won't platform him. But nevertheless, it's always good to understand where a person comes from, you know? And I think it's important in the day and age we live in to have dialogue. It's very, very important. Now, Brandon Tatum, who I agree a lot with, especially when it comes to Israel, he left Dave Smith and Piers Morgan quite literally speechless in this moment. Have a watch of this.
But I think a lot of people that I know in Israel, including myself and others that are staunch Zionists, think that he is prolonging the war too long and is causing too much damage and irreversible reputational damage. He should have ended it sooner, and he should have went harder. In America, if we had faced such brutality, people getting their heads cut off. I saw videos of people getting their heads cut off. We would have been swift. Within 48 hours, we would have caused the most damage that you've ever seen to a country in world history. And Netanyahu, for whatever reason, is capitulating, in my personal opinion, to his own personal image, and that he don't want to look bad. He don't want to be shamed. He don't want people to say that he's committing a genocide. So he's playing in the middle for too long. 2 years of this war is too much. He should have eliminated Hamas immediately, and he should not worry about the naysayers. He's darned if he do, he's darned if he don't. He is not committing a genocide in Gaza. I think that's disingenuous at best, because no one committing a genocide will be giving food or aid to a people that they're trying to kill. They would not be sending leaflets and advising people of buildings that they're going to tear down. The population has grown in Gaza from 1948 all the way up until today. 500,000 they started with. They're at 2 million at this point. When did the side start. There is no side. People can argue the tactics that Netanyahu is displaying in Gaza, but you cannot be superfluous and add these arguments that seems to, in my opinion, be anti-Semitic in many ways. It's not, these people are terrorists, and not the Gazan people, the regular everyday individual, the terrorist group that came into a country and attempted to commit a genocide against Israel. They would have committed a genocide against Israel to a large proportion if it wasn't for the IDF and if it wasn't for the Iron Dome. Let's not forget they shot 4,000 missiles into Israel. They tried to kill everybody. The IDF is going in strategically. I wish that people had not died. I wish that they could end the war so there's no suffering. I wish that Hamas wasn't stealing food. The UN confirmed that 96% of all the aid is being looted. I wish that Hamas wasn't doing those things. I wish that Hamas would take the approach of Israel, which means when the rockets go flying into Israel, the people go into bomb shelters. When rockets go flying into Gaza, the terrorists go into bomb shelters, and they make their people stay above ground to be the blunt force of what they receive in a war that they started for no reason. Hamas knew they could never beat the IDF in Israel. Why did they start the war? Why did they initiate conflict? Why did they rape people and do things like that and videotape it?
Why? Why did Hamas start the war? Why did they go in on October 7th? And why did they kill over 1,300 innocent Israelis? Why? And loads of people will say, oh, because the occupation, Israel wasn't occupying Gaza. They had no jurisdiction. They withdrew themselves in 2005 and Hamas took over. So don't give me that bull. That's the facts. Don't believe me? You can look it up for yourself. The truth is, and what we have seen many times over, is if you look at Hamas's charter, they have their charter of, we're going to wipe out every single Israeli. We're going to destroy everyone in Israel because we hate them. Now, like I have said many times, but I even stated it in my video yesterday, there are innocent Palestinian people. They're the ones that are being slaughtered by Hamas. I mean, there was 3 Palestinian people that were killed in broad daylight by Hamas the other day. And by the way, the BBC put out some ridiculous title, 3 people killed in Gaza, executed in Gaza. Not by who did it. It was Hamas that did it, just so you're all wondering. So those are the people that are starving. The ones that are supporting Hamas, they're not. So like Brandon said, if Netanyahu had have finished this quickly, surgical strikes, annihilating Hamas as quickly as I possibly can, not dragging it on for 2 years, and sure, it's hard, like you're damn if you do, damn if you don't kind of deal. I get that. But loads of people have had enough. They're going, well, you need to finish the job. Enough's enough. Like, there's no genocide going on in Gaza. So don't give me that rubbish. Because if there really was, there'd be more people starving and they wouldn't be sending leaflets to say, get out when you still can. But the problem is Hamas is stopping them. Hamas wants the innocent Palestinian people as cannon fodder. So I don't want innocent Palestinian people killed. I don't. And I do believe that there are. But a vast majority of them are not because they're Hamas supporters. I don't want Hamas supporters to exist. I don't want Hamas to exist either. You know why? Because they're terrorists. They don't want me to exist. They don't want the Jews to exist. Innocent Palestinian people. Is it so hard to go, well, we can make a distinction between the two of them? The ones that are starving, the ones that are being brutalized by the regime of Hamas, why can't we make that distinction? Make it very, very clear. Okay, these are innocent people. These are not. Let's protect them. Let's annihilate them. Wouldn't that make a lot more sense? But no, the thing is, we're going to protect Hamas. We're going to reward Hamas. Australia going, yep, we're going to recognize the Palestinian state when Hamas is still in control. They're still killing people on the streets, still using people as cannon fodder. That's the difference. They're rewarding terrorism. That's what they're doing. It's just unacceptable, isn't it? So Brandon is right, and to see Dave Smith and Piers Morgan like go what? He's right. Now, obviously, Dave Smith still had something to say after, because he always does. Got a big mouth. Same with Piers Morgan, but it's like important for people to understand the truth of the situation. It's very, very important. Anyway, in a world full of Dave Smith, Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, be Brandon Tatum. Anyway, that's enough from me. You guys take care. Be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.